Welcome back to another episode of Tech Tuesday on the Educational AD podcast. I'll be right back with today's tech guest, but we want to give a quick shout out to our sponsors, Athletic Surveys, Sideline Interactive, Gipper, Hometown Ticketing, Huddle, Snap, Mobile, Final Forms, and Wall of Fame by Vital Signs. All great sponsors. Please take a visit to their websites. And now let's introduce our Tech Tuesday guest. Hey, welcome back, everyone, to another episode of Tech Tuesday on the Educational AD podcast. This is an interesting segment. We recently recorded an interview with our guest, who is Eric Horstman. He is the founder of a couple of different platforms that as athletic directors really need to be a part of. And during that interview, he shared a very cool tech feature. And so we decided to have him on a special Tech Tuesday. So first of all, Eric Horstman, welcome back to the Educational AD podcast and welcome to Tech Tuesday.
Well, thank you on both accounts, sir.
All right. Well, for our listeners, because this is actually playing before your full-length interview, give them a little bit of who Eric Horstman is, and then let's jump right into the very cool tech aspect. So I'm going to shut up now. Give us that Eric Horstman story.
Well, here's my elevator pitch in 30 seconds or probably more. Bottom line is started out my career as an engineer, doing great with that, but got bored stiff, decided I always wanted to own my own business and love sports. So started a sports marketing business over 20 years ago. It is called Sports Image Inc. That also led into other things such as the Flying to the Hoop basketball tournament that we go into on our podcast. But for intents and purposes here, Sports Image is a professional ad organization brought down to the grassroots level. And what I mean by that, a lot of marketing and ad agencies out there helping the professional ranks in sports, helping Division I colleges in sports. Well, who's helping the high schools of the world? Who's helping the grassroots organizations? And that's where we come in. We are kind of like a conciliary for the athletic director, that right-hand man, that right-hand person that helps them get stuff that they need for free. So that is the key. We're not a sales organization per se. We come up with creative ways to help you get equipment and revenue for your programs for free. Over the past 20 years, we've helped literally 1,000 schools plus and have donated over $15 million in equipment and revenue to schools all across the country. Need a new scoreboard, need a new scoring table, need revenue. We marry local, regional, and national sponsors with local high schools, and we become that ad agency for you. I realize you have booster clubs. They are doing their thing. We can work in conjunction with them. That's not a big deal. And one of my taglines I always talk to folks with is AD does not stand for advertising director. We know you guys are busy doing everything else. Leave the fundraising and sponsorships to us. So was that good?
That was outstanding. And again, for our listeners, Eric, we did a full-length interview with Eric that's actually going to be airing this next Monday, which is going to be March 13th. So make sure you tune in for that. And he talks about this next segment, but we wanted to give it a head start. So Eric, you're doing a really cool service, if you will, for any high school, any of our listeners. Tell our listeners about that and how they can take advantage of it, because again, it's completely free.
Right. So gave you a little bit of background on what Sports Image is, who we help, and so forth. And now here comes more personal stuff that will affect you guys out there and help your schools. Several months ago, as the whole nation as well as the world knew, I was actually in attendance with my son and some friends at the Monday night football game, the Buffalo Bills versus the Cincinnati Bengals. As you all well know, that game did not take place. There was an on-field incident with Damar Hamlin, went into cardiac arrest, and his life was saved on that field. From a personal perspective, me and my son, very surreal. I've never heard 60 to 70,000 people at Paul Brown Stadium so quiet in my life. Very surreal walking back to the car. The game got canceled. We didn't know what was going on. And that led me to do some more soul searching with what we do as Sports Image and how we can help. So come full circle. I've been seeing it in the news. I'm sure all of you have as well, that student athletes, kids falling over, having cardiac arrest, sudden cardiac arrest, for a myriad of reasons. But the point is, it's happening far too much. And it was highlighted, if that's even the word for it, with the Damar Hamlin thing. So what Sports Image has done, and we've been working on this for the past month or so after that, tragic event on Monday night, or a couple months. And now we are ready. As of this week, we started last Thursday. So as of this week, we are launching what is called Operation AED. We have partnered with a very reputable AED firm, makes one of the top of the line AEDs, fully automatic. Operation AED is, we are giving AEDs to any high school or school district that wants them. Eric, what's the catch? Well, if there is a catch, the catch is we have an agreement that you signed, and basically it's a one-pager. It just basically says you're going to take this AED that we give you and use it however you want, to put wherever you want. It is a fully automated AED from HeartSign, which is one of the better vendors out there. You can Google it and do whatever. The catch is, just like the Sports Image model, I'm going to have our project managers and sales reps, we are going to contract with a area or regional sponsor that wants to fund that AED for you, and we're going to call them the Save a Life sponsor. So we put the program together that this Save a Life sponsor is going to get a banner with their logo on it, calling it, they are the Save a Life sponsor that we are going to have made and shipped to your school. And their sponsorship dollars are going to pay for that AED, plus other ancillary pieces of equipment like a carrying sack, first response kit, an alarmed storage facility for this thing that you can hang on a wall. Literally, this whole package retail value is between $3,000 and $4,000. We realize some of your schools may already have AEDs, but can you ever have enough? And the reason I say that is, God forbid something happen in a cafeteria where you have an AED over at the stadium, or you don't have one at the gym, but you have one at the stadium. The point is, we want to get you an AED, and possibly even more if more sponsors step up to the plate, so that you can use this. It's a fully automated AED, however you want, for your school district, free of charge. Your catch is that you're going to hang the banner in your stadium or gymnasium honoring that sponsor that has helped funding it for you. We are calling it Operation AED and our Save a Life sponsorship. We hope they never have to be used, but in the event that they are, even if we get 100, 500, or 5,000 of these across the nation, the point is maybe someday that AED could save somebody's life. And we think it's going to be a tremendous success. One final note, I started emailing several schools in Indiana at the end of last week just to get a feeler. I probably emailed 50 to 70 schools. We already have 25 agreements back from these schools saying, we love the idea, we hope you can help. So that is Operation AED, and we are literally launching it as we speak.
Yeah, again, the timing was just perfect when we did your interview, which, again, listeners, the full interview is going to air this coming Monday, the 13th, wanted to give this an extra little boost because it is so important. I think most schools nowadays have at least one AED. It's probably in the gym, or maybe it's in that multi-purpose gym cafeteria. But as Eric alluded to, you really want multiple spots on your campus where kids are going to be, where if it's needed, you've got it, because it is definitely a life-saving device. Eric, you really outlined it well, how the program works, but one more time for the listeners, if they want to get started, I wish we could put all the great graphics that you have for this up on our podcast.
Right.
How do they get involved with this free, emphasize again, free
Yeah.
program?
Well, basically, we are having a spot on our website made for this. It just hasn't been published yet because this is brand new and we're launching it. But here's the deal. If you go to our website, www.sports, S-P-O-R-T-S, image, I-M-A-G-E, Inc., I-N-C.com, any place on there, there's going to be several contact us with a message box. Go ahead, put your information in there, put Operation AED, or hey, I want the free AED, or just say something about an AED, and we will get in touch with you. We'll be able to email you more information about it. We actually hyperlink a couple of articles that you may have not seen yet, Jake, but in there, articles about how seconds matter and how quickly you need to get somebody to an AED and multiple locations, just like you were talking about. Because a lot of schools, you're right, they already do have 1, 2, maybe even 4 or 5. But do you have one in your elementary school at the edge of town? We don't care where you put this. We just want it to be put to good use in the event that an episode happens that this may be able to make a difference. So sportsimageinc.com, contact us, put something there. We will be in touch with you.
sportsimages.com. It is free, and you're not going to get a better deal this entire year. So, check it out today. And again, come back to the podcast, come back every day, but definitely come back on Monday, March 13th, and hear our full interview with Eric and hear about all the cool things that he can help athletic directors and coaches out. Eric, thanks again for sharing, and all the best moving forward with this program.
I very much appreciate the time today. I enjoyed it greatly.
For our listeners, we do this every Tuesday, and we also upload the videos to the Educational AD Podcast YouTube channel. Come back just about every day for new content on the podcast. And once again, we appreciate you listening. We'll see you next time on the Educational AD Podcast. What a great deal, a free AED. So reach out, make that connection, and maybe tell them you heard about it on the podcast too. Thanks for listening. Our partners, our sponsors. We only have 8 sponsors. They are all great, great companies that can help you out. Reach out to Athletic Surveys, Sideline Interactive, Gipper, Hometown Ticketing, Huddle, Snap, Raise, Snap Mobile, Final Forms, and Wall of Fame by Vital Signs. Until next time, we appreciate you listening to the Educational AD Podcast.